Sorry, folks, but life isn't fair. I'm in charge now.
You're a monster.
It's a villain's job to be evil, but some of them go the extra mile to be total, absolute jerks. And it makes you hate them even more. Here are 6 Dreamworks villains who were total jerks. We're gonna start with an annoying bad guy and go all the way up to a villain who was a complete douchebag. We all know that famous rap song that says evil girls have the prettiest face, but this first villain proves that evil men are also a sight for sore eyes. There's always something devilish. To be honest, when you hear the name Prince Charming, you assume that he's a good guy. Well, not this one. He's really just an arrogant Chad who feels the world owes him everything just because he's handsome.
Cherry flavored. Want a taste?
Ugh! What is with you?
He finds it hard to believe that someone else has saved Princess Fiona, and she's in love with her savior. Next time you want to be the first to save a damsel in distress, maybe try getting there a little faster. Maybe it's the long blonde hair that makes him believe that nobody can tell him no, because why are you trying to trick a woman who has a man into loving you? When they say the phrase, steal your girl, I don't think they mean spike her drink. This dude has gotten the whole concept wrong, but it's quite understandable why he thinks he's too handsome to be rejected. Pretty privileges are a thing, but you're not supposed to make it your whole personality. What's worse than talking down on everybody because you're Mr. Good Looking is refusing to acknowledge people you think don't look as striking as you, which just happens to be everybody. There is no reason to talk to an ogre like this.
I will smite him where he stands.
Come on, ogre lives matter. As usual, he tries to play the face card gimmick. Underneath that Chris Hemsworth level of sexiness is a man with the most rotten of characters. He has no depth to his personality, so he parades his beauty like this super important object. This dude can't even talk to his own mother like a man.
Mummy can handle this.
That's because he's really still a baby, a man-child if you will. His mother is the one running the show. His treatment of others as less might also be him projecting. But this next jerk of a villain makes Prince Charming's rotten behavior seem kind. Have you ever seen an albino peacock draped in silk? Well, Kung Fu Panda didn't just give us an aura-farming bird villain, they gave us a complete menace. Do you know how crazy you have to be to make an entire species go extinct just because of what a soothsayer said?
He would be defeated by a warrior of black and white.
I'm sure he was this close to traveling to Africa and exterminating zebras as well. We really got Animal Hitler before GTA 6. Maybe I shouldn't make that joke. Lord Shen is also royalty. Perhaps there's a connection between being a noble and being a douchebag. Anyways, it's obvious that he has no good bone in his body, but just look at the way he talks to people while fighting him.
Oh, it's your parting gift, in that it will part you. Part of you here, part of you there.
This is trolling mixed with rage bait. Only a true jerk can master this skill. Only after mastering Kung Fu, though. Shen is always wearing a scornful face, and the only time he lightens up is when he's taunting his enemies. He truly doesn't think there's anybody stronger or better than him. Hey, if I looked this good while holding knives, I'd be a jerk too. He's such a brat though. Just look at how he talks to his elders.
It seems your fortune-telling skills are not as good as you thought.
But he'll soon get what's coming for him. He just never saw it because of how big his ego was. When he meets Poe and has him and the Furious Five captured, this peacock swells up with enough pride to make Kanye West look humble.
Do you believe this is the warrior destined to defeat me?
Every dog has its day, and technically pandas are bears, but you get my point. Poe uses meditation and nonchalantly redirects all of Shen's cannonballs, and this flightless bird looks startled for the first time in this movie.
Where did you find peace? I took away your parents. Everything.
There really isn't anything like seeing a jerk get a taste of their own medicine, and that's why the downfall of this next villain was so satisfying. Megamind as a movie is incredible, but Titan as a character? Somebody give those writers a raise. Remember when Metro Man said this?
If there's bad, good will rise up against it.
It's funny because sometimes good doesn't rise to stop evil, but evil steps in to counter good. Because if Megamind stayed a villain instead of turning a new leaf, he definitely wouldn't have made Titan. One pattern we've seen about jerk villains so far is that they actually believe that their behavior is excusable. Shen and Charming were royal, and Titan is too powerful to be held accountable. But here's the catch. Titan didn't become a jerk when he got his powers. He was always like that. Let me break it down for you. Jerks are considered aggressive in the way they offend people. They project their insecurities and make themselves feel more by making others feel less. When Titan was just Hal Stewart, he definitely had insecurities. Come on, you want to tell me that if you had that Humpty Dumpty build with an acne face, you wouldn't be teeming with insecurity? It's actually quite audacious of him to look like that and still think he has a chance with Roxanne.
I'm having a party at my house. It's gonna be like off the hook or whatever. You should come over.
So Hal Stewart definitely has a shallow soul, but he doesn't have the means to go about being a jerk about it until Big Blue Head over here gave him one.
It's clearly a mistake.
No, Minion! Something much more powerful at work here.
Megamind really should have listened to Minion when he had the chance. Giving Hal superpowers was definitely a mistake. Look at what he does to Roxanne just because she's not all over him like a fangirl.
This woman ferociously ripped out my heart.
Life in Metropolis was so much easier when Hal was just an obese cameraman. Speaking of easy, it's not hard to see why this next character is on the list. What stands out about Jack Horner is the fact that he's not even the main antagonist in Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. But you know how attention-seeking jerks can be. His main motive to get the wish is fueled by pure greed.
Magic in the world. For me, no one else.
There's a cat who wants his other 8 lives back, an orphan girl who wants a real human family instead of bears, and then there's this guy. This man is out here treating magic like it's Bitcoin. He just wants to hoard it for no apparent reason. Even with the weakest reason for the star, he seemed more determined than any of them to get the star. But here's why he's a real jerk. Just look at how he treats his henchmen.
Flex the glutes, I need a solid surface.
There's treating them like they are expendable, and there's whatever Jack Horner is doing to his staff. He's straight up treating them like slaves without batting an eye. I know villains are supposed to be heartless, but this just takes it a step too far.
You're an irredeemable monster!
Oh, what took you so long, idiot?
Maybe this ruthless attitude has something to do with his traumatic childhood, because little Jack Horner was never a monster like his older self.
Little Jack Horner didn't have any magic.
Once again, we see how a jerk's past has a lot to do with shaping their mean attitude. Jack Horner is such a big jerk that when he gets defeated, it feels like a big weight taken off the viewer's chest.
What did I do to deserve this? I mean, what specifically?
I'm sure I'm not the only one who breathed a sigh of relief when he got his backside handed to him. We've taken a bit of time away from royal nobles, so let's revisit that trope. Ah yes, the king of the jungle, or should I say the jerk of the jungle. Madagascar 2's Makunga is proof that Scar isn't the only foul lion in animation. So far, we've seen jerks treat others poorly and really just show how much decency they lack. But none of them do it better than Makunga. We understand that he wants to be the alpha lion so bad, and when Zuba's son shows up, it's clear as day that he's never going to get that mantle.
Alakay, yeah! The prodigal son returns. This is perfect!
For context, Zuma lost his son when he was still a cub, they're reunited, and the first thing Makunga is worried about is Alex becoming the alpha lion over him. Makunga is a straight up ***er. As cunning as he is, he notices that Alex isn't cut out for the wild or traditional lion customs, so he sets him up in the worst possible way.
Old sacred, but if it was me out there, I'd choose Tsitsi.
Can you imagine if Jake Paul started doing TikTok dances in front of Anthony Joshua instead of fighting? He would have lost more than just his jaw. After Makunga humiliates Zuba and his family, he finally gets what he wanted.
But I suppose I could carry this tremendous burden.
We learn he never wanted to be an alpha lion because he'd make a good leader, he just wanted the name. Look at how he handles the water crisis.
Please, Makunga, this is the only water on the reserve.
If you're thirsty, you'll have to look for water off the reserve.
Trump didn't handle COVID this bad, and he did a terrible job. But the same obsession for power and glamour that birthed his ascent also led to his humiliation.
Handbag! You
I'm against animal poaching, but I hope they turn his backside into a luxury fur jacket. Last but certainly not least on our list of jerk villains is Lord Farquad. He's short in both stature and temper, and as far as being a ruthless leader is concerned, this man doesn't miss. I know, we've already had a Shrek villain earlier on this video. If anything, that just goes to show how many jerks this IP has. And before there was the entitled Prince Charming, there was this noble, rude piece of work called Farquad. At least with Prince Charming, we could understand where the attitude was coming from, but how are you talking like Julius Caesar when you're not even 4 feet tall and have a haircut that looks like this? We see how every night he gaslights the mirror, telling him how good-looking he is.
Well, technically you're not a king.
Thelonious.
We've seen what insecure characters look like, and this might just be the most insecure of them all. If I can't look over the dining table while standing up, I'd be shy about it too. But instead of accepting his shortcomings, haha, that joke was begging me to say it. Instead of being okay with who he is, he still wants the kingdom to see him as this strong and imposing figure. There's nothing wrong with that until you host an audition for people to save the princess just so you can take the credit.
Some of you may die, but it's a sacrifice I am willing to make.
When you spell it out like that, can you see how dumb that sounds? All Farquad has is a crown, that's his source of power, and he chose to abuse it by making everybody else feel less just so that he can pretend to be Jacob Elrodi whilst being half his height. They don't write jerks bigger than this. There you have it, the biggest jerks in Dreamworks villain roster. Who do you feel was the biggest jerk? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section, and check out our video of those who are actually doing the right thing in their movie.